might have been off since the beginning of the stream. Who knows? It's only an hour. An hour of no audio.
Someone's finally come.
It's the chick we ran into on the road.
Well, glad to see that you made it here safe and sound. Helic's the one you'll want to speak to, though.
What do you think of Cash?
The mage is more used to seeing women in skirts, but I've caught him leering more than a few times nonetheless. Let's hope his spellcraft is more potent than his stares. Glad that's done with.
Creepy.
I tire of waiting.
Is this the mage? We already asked him about
I
her.
see you took me up on my advice after all. Can't say you made a bad choice. Speak with Helic if you want to know more about the expedition. Leave me.
Dude is kind of a jerk.
Finally, we found the last person we need after all. I'm Helic Cross. I'm leading an expedition to the land south of Dalantarth, the Teeth of Naros, and we could use another strong back.
Really? What do you think of Cash?
A mage is always good to have on an expedition like this, except for Cash. But maybe he'll come around.
Apparently you don't like him much. What do you think of the traveler?
Sverri's got a fairly good head on her shoulders. She's only got eyes for gold, but there's plenty for all on this trip. When it comes to navigating ruins, there's no one I trust more.
You don't know the place we're going.
We're in the foothills of the Teeth right now. It's not the easiest place to reach, sheer cliffs of stone, and few passes through them.
Any more info on the expedition we got?
During one of my other campaigns, I chanced upon a diary of an Almain monk, Denric the Crazed. Said he found a way to the land south of Dalantarth. After reading what he found there, cities of gold, fountains of sapphires, I decided I wanted to see this land for myself.
I do like sapphires. What can you tell me about yourself?
Been a mercenary for about 20 years now. Toured with the Warsworn, but didn't take quite as much pride in the work as they wanted. So I struck out on my own. You can make a fair bit of coin selling your sword to keep a farm or two safe. Not that I'll need to anymore.
I mean, that's if the expedition goes well, right? Do you know much about the Teeth?
Few facts. The only record of a successful journey there was by an Almain missionary named Denric, returned half dead and maddened to hell. He claimed the southern land as home to a miraculous city, wrought of gold and trimmed with silver. Even said it floated above the earth. If you can believe it. It's hard country. Damn impossible to find a pass in the mountains. But if I'm right, this cavern will take us under them.
Sometimes it is easier to go under than over. You believe a madman?
Denric was crazed, but I don't hold him a liar. I can overlook some bogeyman's tales if there's riches to be had. Can you?
Generally, but why do you need me?
Because Denric wrote of more than wealth. Tales of giant men, tall as houses, that slaughter any who approach. It took weeks even to convince Cash and Sverri to join me. With a fourth, we can take a bigger haul without sharing too much of it.
I'll do it.
Then we only need to begin. I've seen to all the logistics, and all the preparations for the journey. Meet us in the Southern Passage. Let's try to cover as much ground as we can.
Where's the passage?
It's the cave next to camp. I heard rumors that it was filled with artifacts that none had ever seen before. strange carvings, and huge works of stone. I don't know how dangerous it is, but I advise against being too carefree inside. We should go in as a group.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Stay close.
But yeah, I'll do that after. We're gonna do this first. Finish up the stuff in Edmure, and then we'll go to that DLC. That should give us some new stuff. Look at that. Keep in the wrong box. I keep taking L's. Dude, it's killer. I hate these friggin' Warbriefs. I hate Warbriefs. Tell you the truth. I should really say I haven't done that since we started today either. Let's get that going. I want to talk to King Winston, so let's go that way first. I need to turn those tips about the fate ability. Because that does get a little annoying seeing that often. Because I wait to use my fate ability. I like it. It's cool and all, but I like using it on battles. I like making sure that I'm coming up on a boss before I use it. Which you know is kind of counterintuitive, because you can get it back pretty quickly. But I like having it for a boss, because you get a lot more experience that way. A lot more experience that way. So I will take, if you plan on playing this game and you like loot like I do, do not, as much as you can try, waste points on lockpick. In my opinion, it's one of the biggest wastes you can use in this game, because lockpicking is relatively simple in this game. You just gotta know a few of the quirks, and some of the biggest, wouldn't really call them drawbacks, but like some of the biggest mechanics, I guess would be the best word. So what you gotta know is that the lockpicking is pretty basic, but it's very intuitive. So like as you're moving the bar and stuff, Essence of Fate, two things happen. Two big things happen, and it's A, the little gauge going across the top slows down when there's friction. So that means when it's about to break, or when it's getting toward the end, or when it's when you're not quite in the right position, it'll start to slow down, and significantly you can watch it slow down. The other thing is, if you have a controller with a vibrate feature, it'll vibrate if it starts hitting that friction. And that's when you don't want to press it anymore, so you want to change it. Now, there's two different real directions you can change it. If you're changing it in the right direction, the thing will speed back up, or the vibration will slow down. Changing it in the wrong direction, it gets much more intense and can break, especially on the harder levels. But it's pretty easy to manage. Like, the despelling is annoying. Despelling can be very annoying, especially on the harder ones, so I have in the past wasted points on despelling just because I find the mechanic a little annoying and I want loot. The thing about despelling, though, is even if it pops and curses you, you can still get the loot. So sometimes it's just arguably easier to take the curse for now, especially if it's a easy curse to deal with. So, but don't waste points on lockpicking, because lockpicking is easy. And then you get Prismere lockpicks too, which already have some, and you can use those to force a lockpick, and it'll just pop. So I try not to waste any points at all on that area. Yeah, like I said, if you can. If you can, there's plenty of other better things to waste your lockpicking on. Or your points on, like the detect hidden. It's the first thing I always max out, and then blacksmithing and sage crafting, things like that, because you can make better weapons and armor in this game than you can find. Even like some of the like super special weapons and stuff, you can make weapons that are even better. They're not gonna have a couple of the special properties because that wouldn't make them so special anymore, but you can add a bunch of properties that make them pretty special. Ooh, piercing damage is nice. I'm not getting any other bonuses for this for right now, so I think I'll switch for now. That's a huge difference. Yeah, that's a huge difference. We'll do that for now. Oh yeah, I was gonna put those up, but I did. Sheets out of this guy.
Well, look at what we have here. Truthfully, I never expected to see another civilized soul out here in Ettenmere. Something about the giant hairy monsters must keep people away. Good to meet you. The name is Ray Kildine, purveyor of fine sage-crafting goods and friend to the House of Ballads.
Ooh, what kind of stuff you got? Hey, let's sell. Just got a lot of gems. Gems are good. But I don't think I have anything to really sell him. What do you know about the king?
Apparently he's a legendary knight of the House of Ballads, its ruler. but I've never seen him slay anything. He doesn't even own a crown.
So if you didn't think you'd see anyone out here, what are you doing out here?
I don't call any one village or city home. No, I'm a wanderer by nature, a merchant by trade. Most people just assume it's because I'm a restless spirit. Actually, it's because my wife wants me dead. If the two of you ever meet, don't tell her you found me. Please. She's terrifying.
It's a new spin on hiding from your wife. What do you know about the oratory?
It's a mystery to me. Fae come and go, but none of them ever pay me much mind. A while back, one of them dropped something in passing. They called it a cairn. I had it in my possession for one glorious night, before they pried it from my grip.
What do you know about the cairn that you found?
Magic, I suppose. They don't seem to do much of anything on their own. I heard Winston mention something about an echo stone, but I don't know what that is. Sounds like trouble to me.
This place is so dangerous. Why do you hang out here?
I've been out here for weeks. Getting in is the easy part. It's getting back out that will get you killed. Lucky for me, Winston and his friends have their oratory out here. Whatever an oratory is. They've never let me inside.
Curious about the same thing. Anything else about the House of Ballads?
Sure, Winston and me are close friends. Like brothers. And he doesn't mind at all if I camp outside the oratory here. Just so long as I clean up my mess.
That was a little, sarcastic. I'll catch you later, dude. Thanks for letting me sell. Loot. Let's go this way. See a loot. Queen Bellmaid. I gotta see if there's anything good in here. There's nothing good in here, then it's not worth it, but that's worth it. That's not worth it. I do have a fence now, so I can steal some more stuff. That's where the Karen goes. Where are you? Lady Olaine?
Hello, I'm Lady Olaine. What do I call you? I prefer names to titles. Sometimes we here at the House of Ballads can get a little caught up in the veneration. Of course, you're Sagril now, as it should be. Welcome.
I mean, sort of Sagril. Tell me more about yourself.
Call me Olaine. The others will never call me anything but Lady Olaine, Knight of the Golden Knot, Destroyer of Sreng, and Keeper of the Fenian Cycle. I won a seat in the House of Ballads many seasons ago. Back then I was lost, and I desired a new telling, one with meaning. Your kind might call it a purpose.
Okay, we know about the king.
He's an incredible creature, unique in every way. No other Fae hero has grasped the imagination of our people like he has.
Sounds kind of cool. We know about Tuatha.
I have not met one myself, but there is word that Tuatha have been glimpsed in the shadows of western Dalantarth. Our kind survives by the grace of nature, and there is nothing natural about the Tuatha. When the roots are poisoned, the fruit spoils on the vine.
Do you know anything about the decline of magic?
No one knows why it is happening. Not even Hallam the White. Yet every day we can feel it. Like a shiver of coming autumn. A deadly frost on the morning air. Me, I believe it is due to what the Tuatha have wrought with their flames of war. The world burns. None of us can escape the cleansing fire.
It's the first time in real time we've heard about the decline of magic. So I'm supposed to save someone from bloody bones. Can you give me some more info?
Famor was no friend to his kind even before he was cursed. It is good that Ferrara's lot in the telling is to end the fiend's days. He deserves it.
Okay.
It may seem silly to outsiders, but the Court of Enchantments has become very meaningful to the Fae of the Summer Court. Our songs live on despite the decline in magic.
What makes your court so special?
Mortals have kingdoms and tribes and nations. We Fae are connected to one another by a deeper understanding, a magic from which we've all been born. The Court of Summer is a circle of elders that, for lack of a better word, governs our kind.
So it's kind of like the tribes and nations and stuff, so okay. You just call it a different word. Let's go talk to the queen over here.
Welcome, Sir Sagrel. May I congratulate you on your victory in Gorgoath. I am Queen Belmaid, love of King Wenson and Grand Lady of the House of Ballads.
Okay. Anything else about you?
I do not speak of my exploits, unless to warn against the pride that engulfs all who celebrate the telling. We are symbols of a greater truth, not the truth itself. I am best known for my infiltration of the Maid of Windermere's kingdom beyond the hills. It was I who shattered her ambitions to topple the Summer Court.
Maybe she just loved your husband a little too much. What is this place?
It is difficult to see from its current condition, but the Oratory was once the finest venue for performances of the Summer Court canon. The voices still linger. We regaled many a king under the Oratory's grand canopy. But those seasons have passed. Our time has passed.
So if you're not the truth, what is the truth? And is it the telling?
This realm is at the mercy of cycles, of seasons, and the role of the Fae is no different. The telling is the ongoing story in which we all play an integral part.
Okay. So you said you bested the Maid of Windermere?
She is our nemesis. The villain we in the House of Ballads are destined to thwart through all the seasons of the telling. If there is trouble, the Maid is at its origin.
Tell me about your husband.
He represents all that is pure and just in the Summer Court. He is the vibrancy of life, what the Winter Court has always sought to darken with its decaying ways.
What do you know about the Court Winter?
The Fae of the East are not our enemies. We count them among our kind. At least we did. Times change. That is such a mortal thing to say.
Anything else about the house?
It is likely that you do not understand our need for continuity. Our desire to repeat the past for the good of the coming future. What then is your drive to create a bloodline? There is no difference. The House of Ballads is our family tree. It is the sire we look to for wisdom.
I mean, doesn't it get boring doing the same thing for eternity? That sounds boring. Whatever. That's a cool little thing. Let's talk to the king.
When Hallam told me a mortal had taken the open seat, I did not believe him. But here you stand before me. Impressive. It is a pity about Sagra, a grand hero. But there's not time to raise the king's token in his honor. We need every hand carrying a sword for the coming battle. We've come to aid Sir Ferrara, our brother in the Court of Enchantments. It is time for his telling of the Ballad of Bloody Bones.
Can you tell me more about the ballad I'm supposed to be in?
It is a ballad of obsession and sacrifice, one of the summer's oldest. Bloody Bones was not always as a terror. No, he was once called Famor, a counselor to Isa himself. Sadly, he was driven by lust, and by his need to possess whatever he desired. Taking Lord Isa's lover, he fled with her to his hollow of Uduath. When the maiden was rescued, Isa cursed Famor. He could not die, and his soul would never enter the Great Cycle. He became an abomination, known only as Bloody Bones. Every few seasons, Bloody would emerge and steal away a maiden to make his bride. That is, until he took the beloved of Sir Ferrara.
Okay, so a twisted love story. Got it. What do you know about Sir Ferrara?
He is one who prefers action to discussion. A tempestuous firebrand who would rather pursue the mortal flesh than any other of life's mysteries. That is why his ballad is such a stirring one. Ferrara will always be the lovable rogue who finally chooses another over himself. Timeless is what it is.
What about your token? Something special about it?
It is an amulet worn by all King Wensons in the telling. I wear it, as have all the kings who rose and fell at the mercy of the seasons. Only he who wears the king's token is worthy of walking in Wenson's stead, of singing the most important songs of the summer court.
How often do you really sing? Can you tell me more about the title, King Wenson?
There is no need to kneel. Honestly, I wish I could do away with all this king nonsense altogether. The tragedy we face, it is not legend. It is real. It is now. Yes, I am the acting Wenson. But the true king has been gone for many seasons. I am the fifth such fay to hold the title. And at times like this, I wish I did not.
I mean, at least he's realistic about what's happening. Dude outside mentioned he picked up one of your Karens. I heard they go with the Echo Stones. Anything else?
I do not speak of magic with a knowing tongue. But I do know that the persistence of Fey songs is eternally linked to the enchanted lore stones in which they exist. When mortals began to use magic to create, change, and even destroy their own lore stones, it was decided that the ballads of the Summer Court needed better protection. The cairns are a new kind of lore stone, Hallam's way of keeping outside influence from affecting our stories, from corrupting them as the days pass and seasons transpire.
Smart move. How does that affect the telling?
Few know the truth of the House of Ballads, that we are not the actual heroes of myth. Those knights have gone, passing into the cycle, or moving on to nobler adventures. However, it is our wish for the great songs to endure, that seasons of Fey would sing them before the fires. True power is in returning to what matters. So the House of Ballads was established, and worthy warriors were found to act in the roles of Wenson, Bellmaid, and the others. To tell these tales is a great honor.
You guys just act out the tales, but for who or what? Like, I don't get that. Can you tell me more about the court?
Like all other Fae in the Western lands, I am a subject of the Court of Summer, our wise council of elders. They are responsible for the well-being of our kind.
Fair. What about you guys, Court of Enchantments?
We are legendary champions of the telling, brought together for the purpose of ensuring Summer Court glory for seasons to come.
That was a weird animation. Looked like he was almost trying to laugh, but he's still the same face. So where's Sir Ferrara?
Ferrara went in pursuit of his nemesis, for Bloody Bones has emerged, poised to abduct a maiden to be his mistress. So goes his song. You will need to revive Ferrara after the battle. I can only assume Hallam would not have sent you unprepared for this task. Go to Ferrara, and quickly. When the two of you finish, I will await you at the House of Ballads in the north. Do be careful, Sagril.
You gave me the resurrection stuff. Where's the hollow?
Uduath is northwest, on the shores of Ettenmere. It is sealed by a powerful spell, but Bloody's magic is weak, and you should be able to gain entrance.
Okay. We can do that.
Good luck.
I'm down with that. It's all here net. Maybe we're gonna go up around the other side anyway. There's like 3 more missions over there. I know he's talking about that place. Okay. Let's go this way first. See if there's some more cool stuff to fight, and maybe some interesting info to pick up along the way. Pockets. Still rather have pockets than price. Don't touch any of this. I didn't need to though, because I think there's some stones over there and stuff. Let's go get that chart. I figured to be a priest at that terminal. I'm glad it wasn't. I love lore stones in this game because I like lore. Times it can be a little contrived, but not always.
Such antipathy between them, Ferrara and Famor. Ferrara filled with life in bloom, and the bloody bones with rot and scorn. How terrible is their grapple when they both meet their ends.
Jeez. These things let smack down on you. I don't want to talk to you yet. You're gonna come for me no matter where I go, aren't you? Yep. bad feeling I could break this if I don't go to him. But I gotta be right back. So, I'll be right back in just a minute.